Hey, ladies and gents, how's it going? Hope you're having a fan-fucking-tastic day. This is Fandom Empire with an update on Indiana Jones 5. That's right. I'm your host, Sage, and before we jump in to all the drama surrounding this movie that has been delayed multiple times, let me take a moment to introduce to you guys our hosts for this evening's video. First up, it's McMahon. How's it going, man?
Oh man, it's fantastic. I wish we had better news to discuss tonight, but it is what
I
it
think
is.
it's all about perspective too. I mean, some people might be thrilled with the news, and some people might not be thrilled with the news. Also joining us this evening, we call him the man behind the curtain, our very own Wizard of Oz, Mr. Tommy B. How's it going, man?
Hey Sage, it's going all right, hanging in there, can't complain. News, I have mixed feelings on that, but hey, we'll get into that, won't we?
Absolutely, and we got a lot of time to get into that. And by a lot of time, I actually mean not very much time. So forget what the hell I was saying there. Indiana Jones 5 comes out today. That Steven Spielberg will no longer direct this movie, and which is, I mean, if this news comes out 6 months ago, a year ago, I'd probably, I mean, I'd bat an eye, obviously, considering we just talked about it on one of our live podcasts not too long ago. But the fact is, there's an issue here, and the issue here is Harrison Ford was just on multiple talk shows promoting Call to the Wild, and he said himself that we're like 2 months away from filming this thing. They're 2 fucking months away from filming this thing, and yet there's no final director yet. Which means, okay, was Spielberg on board with this the entire time? Has he been gone for longer than we know? Or is it the likely answer of, once again, there's been a change in the game, a change in the direction of the movie, pun intended. And here we are now with about to get our first Indiana Jones movie, if the movie comes out at all. That's right, I'm getting all fucking cynical on you, because this shit's getting old, and we'll get to that in a bit, but I'm bummed. And don't me wrong, the guy that might replace him is fucking great. I think he's amazing. But if you have one guy do the first four, you're going to have someone else close it off, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. McMahon, we just spoke about this a couple weeks ago. This exact possible scenario in theoretical language. Where are you with this news, man?
I'm not happy, not at all. Coming off of what was Crystal Skull, I don't want that to be Spielberg's swan song with this character. I don't want that, and it looks like that's what I'm gonna get, and that pisses me off, to be quite honest.
I think that there's probably more people pissed off today than there is that are loving the announcement. I do think at the end of the day we might get a better movie because of it, but to me, to get 80% of the way and ask someone else to carry it over the finish line doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense that this is coming out a week or two after what Harrison Ford said. Filming was going to begin in 2 months. Tommy B, I know you're not a big Indiana Jones guy, man, but you've been around our live podcast for a while. We've seen and spoke about numerous direction changes, knowing that this was going to be the final installment for Harrison Ford anyway. How is this news hitting you?
Well, and it is worth noting that, just like anyone else, I've been a casual viewer of Indy over the years. I've seen probably the majority of the films. I've enjoyed them. They are quality films. It is a good franchise. Having said that, I'm mixed. All we've been getting out of this pipeline is change after change after change after change. A lot of it being fruitless. And it's frustrating. It is beyond frustrating. Coming from Spielberg's perspective, I could certainly understand him not necessarily wanting to do this film, though. Let's be for real here. Guy's in his 70s. He's got more money than a lot of people. He has no need to work. His children's children probably have no need to work. Why would he want to go and put out all the time, all the effort, all of the pressure, if you will, that's needed from an Indiana Jones movie at age 70, I think it's 72, 73. If he doesn't have to.
Spielberg, okay.
We're talking about Spielberg. I guess Ford is roughly similar.
Yeah, which, by the way, Ford is confirmed to be staying, so there's that at least. I hear what you're saying, but one of the issues I have here is Spielberg and Kathleen Kennedy are supposed to be like this, and yeah, that's right. I said Kathleen Kennedy, people. I know you're probably sitting there going, "Why are we bringing up Kathleen Kennedy?" Well, maybe you forgot that Kathleen Kennedy is the head of Lucasfilm. And maybe you forgot that Indiana Jones is a Lucasfilm movie. Look, I'm going to say it now. I respect what Kathleen Kennedy's done in her career. This is not a video to turn around and, ask for Kathleen Kennedy's job to be, taken from her. This might not be her fault at all. This could be all a Spielberg decision. But I'll say this. Given the recent track record of constant drama around the other franchise she runs, it's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. Fizz?
The relationship between the two makes it tougher for me because there's a reason why Spielberg is out this close, and we're never going to know the truth. We're not. I don't
know, man.
I don't think
we're going to know the truth about Lord and Miller, and it eventually came out too.
I think that's a different type of thing here because those two do have a personal relationship, and unless it's been fractured on a personal level, I don't think we're ever going to know that because, like Tommy said, Spielberg has enough money to not need to be vindictive. He can't lay this. He doesn't need to lay this on Kathleen Kennedy's shoes to get his next job because all he has to do is say, "I'm Steven Spielberg. I want a job. Here's my project," and somebody's going to throw millions of dollars at him to make it. It's just the way it is. He's earned that respect.
This isn't going to negatively affect him. I'm speaking on the Lucasfilm front where things were already dicey at best. Things are still dicey about the way the High Republic thing was handled the other day, and their reluctance to let everybody in on the fact that the next upcoming movies do tie into it. The fact that they seem unwilling to confirm that, even though Making Star Wars and various other sites have already run it. And you had the issues with just most of the Star Wars product that's come out under her helm, and now you have an Indiana Jones problem too that results in arguably one of the most famed directors of all time who's done the first four no longer being attached. So I think details will come out. They almost always do nowadays. I do think that if they weren't to come out, though, it probably has to do with their relationship and they were able to keep it under wraps. But it's 2020, and I'm not thinking that that's going to be the case. That said, though, James Mangold's a pretty fucking good replacement. I absolutely love James Mangold. He made one of my favorite movies ever in Logan. He's done a bunch of other shit. He's rumored to be doing an episode or two of The Mandalorian Season 2. If you were going to replace Spielberg, he'd be one of the guys on my short list. Tommy B, when you hear the name James Mangold and you know his track record with Logan and the fact that he's attached to The Mandalorian Season 2, was previously going to do the Boba Fett film for Lucasfilm, and then that got scrapped. It seems like he already has some connections in there. This almost feels very much like a Ron Howard situation without the shooting already having taken place.
Well, you know, when I'm hearing James Mangold, I'm thinking, just like what you said, of all people, this is a good replacement. You know, Logan, great film. If I recall correctly, award-winning. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I do think that having someone like him at the helm would result in this indie film being executed in somewhat different manner, somewhat different fashion. Although I guess that can only be to such a certain extent with we still got Ford around, so regardless, it's still enough to make me excited, still enough to make me want to get around to seeing the film. Yeah, if you had to choose someone, he's a good candidate.
If he's being replaced by someone, are you okay with Mangold, or would you have preferred someone else? Or maybe you prefer nobody else?
I don't know if I'm okay with anybody else because we haven't seen it. This isn't something else where somebody else has sat in the chair before. I mean, this isn't even Star Wars, who had 3 different directors the first time around, in the original trilogy, and then George sat down and said, "All right, prequel trilogies are mine." To me, I think that was to the detriment of the saga, because sometimes you get that unilateral look and feel. But this is Spielberg, and he's never had a unilateral look and feel. Everything is different. Everything from Close Encounters of the Third Kind to Ready Player One have all looked different, yet still looked like a Spielberg film. I don't hate James Mangold. I like him. Logan pleasantly surprised me. I didn't have a lot of high hopes going into that one. That was another one that, outshot its coverage for me personally. But I don't know if anybody can successfully step into Spielberg's shoes in this franchise. I mean, if he's just stepping out of the director's chair but still staying on, in the creative process, writing, producing, then I'm not quite so skeptical, because he's still there to keep the authenticity, even with somebody else capable sitting in the director's chair.
I'm okay with Mangold. When it comes down to it, I think that at the end of the day, he's a pretty good plan B option. Make no mistake, anyone not named Steven Spielberg for this movie is a plan B option. But I'm sorry, and I'm going to remind people right now that we are not a kid-friendly channel. We have the boxes checked for that. My language is about to be not very good, and holy fuck, Lucasfilm, get your fucking shit together. Seriously. It's one thing after another. Yeah, I'm fucking stoked for the High Republic. I can't wait for August. I can't wait for October. But holy shit, they have more drama than the fucking bullshit reality shows my girlfriend watches. And they're dog shit. This is a multi-billion-dollar company that has 40 years of history, and they can't pull their fucking head out of their asses. Seriously. I'm not saying I could do better. That's why I'm sitting here talking about it on a YouTube video that a few hundred to 1,000 people are going to see. But Jesus fucking H. Christ, one time, please, give us a film that doesn't have behind-the-scenes bullshit weighing it down. One time. You know the last one that did? The Last fucking Jedi. Jeez. Holy fuck. I'll give Rian Johnson this. At least he keeps his shit together. You might not like the movie, but fuck. Final thoughts, McMahon?
Please, Sage, tell us how you really feel.
You mad, bro? You good? Are you good? Are you still with us?
Okay, let me just find my center, find my zen. No, I mean, I can't argue any point you just made, and that, yeah, I'm not happy about this, but on the scale of 1 to Sage, I guess I'm about a 5.
Hang on, I just want to state really quickly here. I'm not saying it's Kathleen Kennedy's fault. I don't know. We don't know. but it looks fucking bad on the company 2 months before filming, and one of the world's greatest directors ever has said, yeah, even though I did the first 4, I'm piecing out. And he's like best friends with the lady. How do they not make that work? I'm done. Tommy B, final thoughts?
Hey, I could argue with you, but I wouldn't mean any of it, so I'm not going to. It would not be sincere. Every point you raised is completely valid. The Last Jedi was very underwhelming of a movie. No, that's saying it wrong. The Last Jedi was a bad movie. Rise of Skywalker was an underwhelming movie. Indy has never disappointed me. Not that I recall. Nothing that has stayed with me to this day in the same way. So, with a change of guard, I am truly hoping that the franchise's quality will be maintained.
One can only hope. Maybe I'll look back at this video. Maybe we'll all look back at this video, a couple years from now, and the movie ends up being one of the best Indiana Jones movies ever. And it can be like, okay, it's good that it happened, but that doesn't mean that we need to have more behind-the-scenes drama. Like, there's more behind-the-scenes drama than there is actual movies that get made. And it's just, it's too much. It's been too much for too long, but the real thing that we want to know from all you is, what do you think about Steven Spielberg dropping out of Indiana Jones 5? We assume that he left on his own and not via someone else, because that would just, if it gets out that he was fired, let me tell you, you won't need some guy you don't hardly know on here bitching to you. The whole world will be bitching about it. So what do you think? Spielberg not doing the final Harrison Ford-led Indiana Jones movie. You happy for it? Are you thrilled that James Mangold's taken over? Like I said, he's a great plan B for me. Are you sick of the bullshit at Lucasfilm and them not being able to pull their heads out of their asses to get things organized? Comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the video. Click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you want to hear more random rants from a fucker like me. Don't forget, you can check us out on Facebook. We have Facebook pages you can take a chance to search up. We have Fandom Empire as our main page. If you're a Halloween fan, we have Halloween Kills 2020. Star Wars, The High Republic News. We're going to follow everything with The High Republic. We have the first novel coming out in August. We have another one coming out, I believe it was made official today, October, which is a pretty quick turnaround. We're going to focus on the novels. The three of us are going to do something really cool with that. We also have a Supernatural Revisited page. It's in its infancy, just being launched. If you love Supernatural and you're worried about it ending, come keep it alive with us. Hashtag SBN Family. We also have a Darth Revan page. That's right, the man himself. Let's hope they don't fuck that up too. Facebook groups. We have Fandom Empire Roundtable. We have the High Republic Alliance. And we have the future of Star Wars. Don't forget, you can check us out on Twitter at Fandom Empire Now. Check us out. Help build our social media over there. You can check me out in a completely platonic and social media-like way at Sage Wastelands. You can check McMahon out at Fandom_McMahon. Can't promise that he'll be platonic. And Tommy B, you can check him out at XAS1650. And yes, we even have Instagram for those of you that can't get off your phone and just stare at aimless pictures all day long. Swipey, swipe, swipe. That is also at Fandom Empire. On behalf of Tommy B and McMahon, I'm Sage, and we'll see you next time. And hopefully it's not another fucking Lucasfilm-filled drama bullshit. Good night, everybody.